memorize all of them? Good evening. So I hope that you have been able to memorize those topics, the ones which we have covered in classes. Yes. So let's start with those. Let's see that what topics which we are going to cover in today's session. The one thing which we are going to discuss is about this OPCW, Organization for Prevention of Chemical Weapons. So this has given this Hague Award, which has been given to Indian Chemical Council. So this is one of the topic which we are going to discuss in today's session. The second topic which we are going to talk about is the wild, or simply the forest fire which is happening across the world. So there is a study about this which was published in Lancet. So we are going to talk about that also. The third thing which we are going to talk about is OPEC plus countries. The OPEC or OPEC plus country, this is a bloc which is quite much famous also in the last year 2023. In the last December 2023 also, it was there in the news. So we are going to talk about these OPEC countries. And the next thing which we are going to talk about is adjournment. You might have seen that the parliament session, the winter session of parliament has just started. And so some new terms and some new policies will also come in upcoming days. So this is one thing which we are going to discuss in the upcoming sessions also, like the new some new bills might be there, some of the new policies might be announced by government. So we are going to keep like watch over all those things, and even some terms associated with parliament, we will try to discuss them one by one. Okay. Now before we do that, so here are certain questions. Now the first question is saying, consider the following statement: artificial sun is based on the principles of nuclear fission. The second one saying, it is not possible to achieve temperatures higher than the core of sun on earth. Which of the statement given above is are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, and neither one nor two. So tell me about this question. Artificial sun is based on the principles of nuclear fission. It is not possible to achieve temperature higher than the core of sun. What will be the correct answer? One answer is option D, neither one nor two. Another answer is option A. See, this is one topic which was there in the news in the month of April 2024 with respect to South Korea. So in that context, we have got this question. So we have got three answers as D, A and B. Anyone going for option C? The question is simply saying, first one is saying artificial sun is based on the principles of nuclear fission. The second one is saying it is not possible to achieve temperature higher than the core of sun on earth. If we look at the first statement, artificial sun is based on the principles of not nuclear fission, but here we have this nuclear fusion. Okay. So artificial sun is based on the concept of nuclear fusion. If we look at the nuclear fission, what you see that the nuclear bombs or atomic bombs are based on the concept of this nuclear fission. Okay. Atom bomb, or even the nuclear energy which is there. The nuclear energy which is there, it is based on the concept of nuclear fission. Okay. Nuclear reactors which are there, they are largely acting on this concept of nuclear fission. Okay. So this first option is incorrect. Second is saying it is not possible to achieve temperatures higher than the core of sun on earth. This is also incorrect. The core of sun, if we look at the core of sun, it is having temperature up to 1.5 crore degrees Celsius. Okay. But what has been seen that, like if we talk about recently, 10 million degrees, okay, like 100 million degrees. 100 million degrees means almost 10 crore. Okay. So what has been seen that even at the CERN institutes and even at other institutes, many of the institutes have been able to achieve the temperatures much more higher than the sun. Like recently in South Korea, they have achieved a temperature of 100 million degree. 100 million degree, which is roughly 7 times hot than the core of the sun. 7 times hotter. 7 times hotter than core of sun. Okay. So this is one common thing which you have to understand. If they are asking you about nuclear fusion, they might ask you on this angle that nuclear fusion is difficult because we are not able to reach to the temperature of sun. No, it is not that we are not able to reach there. We are able to reach there. China has been able to sustain it for 100 seconds in 2017. South Korea has been able to sustain it for 48 seconds. Okay. So we are able to sustain it for some period of time. So it's not that we are not able to achieve this. Okay. So yes, it is possible. In April 2024, the South Korea's K-STAR device, also known as the artificial sun, it has got this new world record by sustaining temperature of 100 million degrees Celsius for 48 seconds. Okay. So yes, even higher temperature can be reached on the surface of earth. So second option is also incorrect. Answer will be D option, neither one nor two. Now see this second question. Consider the following pairs. First one is saying patents valid for 20 years, copyrights 60 years for producers, GI tag lifetime. How many of the pairs given above are correct? These are also there in the news time to time. Patents are also there. GI tags are very much famous. They are continuously there in the news, and copyright is also there. Fission energy is not controllable. That is one challenge which is therein. Let's see. It is not that it is not controllable. It can be controlled also. But the energy which we are putting in, controlling it, the energy which we are putting in, like managing the output, we are getting less energy than that in the nuclear fusion reaction. In most of the experiments, what is the main challenge? That we are giving more energy and getting less than that. So that remains the challenge. Achieving the sustainability is the challenge there. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Disha. Yes. So what we see that in this segment of nuclear fusion, the challenges of sustainability. Now, what will be the answer for this question? Consider the following pair: patent valid for 20 years, copyright 60 years for producers, and GI tag lifetime. How many of them are correct? I'm getting answers as D, B also. Okay. Copyright after death also. Okay. Fine. GI tag not for lifetime. See, if we look at this, GI tag, it is valid for 10 years. GI tag is valid for 10 years. After this, there is a need of renewal. So this third option here is incorrect. If we look at patents, patents are valid for 20 years. So this first option is correct. Patents are given for a time period of 20 years. So for patent, it is correct. Now for copyrights, if we talk about the authors, for them, it is lifetime plus 60 years. Lifetime plus 60 years. For producers, it is only 60 years. Okay. For producers, it is only 60 years. For producers, it is 60 years. For authors, it is lifetime plus 60 years. Okay. So this second option is correct here. First option is correct here. Answer will be B, that is only 2. Answer here is going to be option B, only 2. Okay. So GI tag is for 10 years. Rest 2, patents and copyrights, they are correct. Okay. Now, coming to the next question. How many of the following diseases has been declared to be eliminated in India by World Health Organization? How many of these diseases has been eliminated in India by World Health Organization? One is Kala Jar, polio, yaws, trachoma. So how many of them are valid? Sorry, how many of them are eliminated, not valid? So how many of them have been eliminated? यस, अभिषेक सर ने बताया होगा, बिल्कुल. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2, answers are coming like B option, B, then C also. Disha is also saying option C. Harshit is saying option B. Okay, so maximum people going for option B. See, if we talk about polio, it has been eliminated in India in 2014. If we talk about yaws, it has been eliminated in India in 2015. If we talk about trachoma, it has been recently declared to be eliminated. Okay, so trachoma, although as a public health concern, it was declared earlier also, but recently we have got this trachoma 2024. Okay, so these three have been declared to be eliminated. India is seeking the elimination. Okay. So right now it has not got the elimination certificate, but India is seeking the elimination for Kala Jar. In April 2024, India has been seeking this certificate of elimination of Kala Jar in India. But WHO has not given that approval yet. Maybe in upcoming year, in 2025, maybe we will get this elimination of Kala Jar also. So 2, 3 and 4, these three things have been eliminated in India. Answer will be only 3. Okay. Trachoma, we have discussed recently. We have discussed about this trachoma recently, that it has been declared to be eliminated in India. Yaws was also there in 2015, polio in 2014, and then trachoma also. Okay. Kala Jar, we are still seeking the elimination. Now, one more question. This is question number 4. Assertion: gravitational waves can be used to understand the events of universe. Reason: gravitational waves interact weakly with matter and travel through the universe virtually unimpeded. First one is saying gravitational waves can be used to understand the events of universe. Second thing is gravitational waves interact weakly with matter and travel through the universe virtually unimpeded. What will be the answer here? What is Kala jar? See, Kala jar is one of the disease which is caused by one of the microbes, Leishmania, something name is there. So that is the one responsible for this Kala jar. Okay. Some of you can tell the name also, Leishmania, something is there. I am forgetting the second name of it. Okay. So microbe is there, Leishmania, which is responsible for this. Okay. So tell me about this question number 4. One answer is option C, one answer is option B, one answer is option A. A, B and C. I have got 3 options. Now I am waiting only for D option. So this is one of the challenging question. I have got this response from many of you that if we are talking about these assertion and reasoning type question, in many of it you are facing the difficulty in solving it. You might be aware about the question, but then you are having this difficulty in understanding whether it explains it or not. Okay. So see, if we talk about gravitational waves can be used to understand the events of universe, this is a true. This is true that gravitational waves can be used to understand. See, any wave which is there, which is reaching to us, gives us the information about the event. So gravitational waves can be used to understand the events of universe. That is one of the aspect which is true. Now the second one is saying gravitational waves interact weakly with matter and travel through the universe virtually unimpeded. Now see, this option, it is also correct. This one is also correct. And see, what is the main benefit here? There are 2 types of we have this electromagnetic wave, we have this EM wave, and we have this gravitational wave. Now EM wave interacts with matter. This is interacting with matter. Interacts with matter. So what we see that in the case of electromagnetic waves like light or X-ray or other things, there is interaction with matter, and due to interaction the information which might be there can get distorted. Okay. So here what we see that information gets distorted. Information gets distorted. But in the case of gravitational waves, there is very weak interaction with the matter. So information which is inside the gravitational waves remains intact. Okay. Very weak interaction. What we see that very weak interaction. Very weak interaction. And hence information is intact. Info is intact. And hence we are able to understand the things better than the electromagnetic radiations. We can understand the things, we can know about the information in a better manner than the electromagnetic radiations. Okay. So gravitational waves can be used to understand the events of universe because they interact weakly with matter. They do not have any such interaction with matter, and they travel through the universe virtually unimpeded. Hence they can be used as a source of information because they have come without any hustle. They have reached to us without any distortion in its path. So that's why it can be used. Hence the answer will be both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Okay. So this is one of the question which you have to focus on. So this is one thing, like in question number 4, the answer will be A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct region also. I hope this assertion region question is clear. We will try to have more questions on assertion and region. Like this year in 2024, they have got 3-liner also. So we will try to incorporate that. We will try to incorporate that in science and tech so that you can understand it. Okay. Now, coming to the next part, coming to today's topic. So see, here we have one thing Indian Chemical Council, this Indian Chemical Council, it has received the Hague Award for contribution to chemical safety compliance. So there is a Hague Award which has been given to Indian Chemical Council by the OPCW. Okay. So let us see about the organization. Okay. This OPCW Hague Award, what it is trying to do, it is recognizing the contribution to chemical safety and compliance with the Chemical Weapon Convention. Those industries who are complying with the chemical safety norms and also compliance with Chemical Weapon Convention, they are given this Hague Award. Okay. And for the first time, it has been awarded to a chemical industry body. Okay. So this is a chemical industry body, and it has happened for the first time that a chemical industry body has got this award. Okay. Now, this award has been started from 2014. So there is now 10 years. So you might expect a question on this also. There has been 10 years of its establishment. So they can ask you about this Hague Award, that the Hague Award of OPCW is with what purpose? So chemical safety and compliance to Chemical Weapon Convention. Now, if we talk about this OPCW, the Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapon. If we look at this is also an intergovernmental body. This is basically an intergovernmental body. Intergovernmental body. For what purpose? For CWC, Chemical Weapon Convention. Chemical Weapon Convention is there. Chemical Weapon Convention is there. So for implementation of this Chemical Weapon Convention, we have got this OPCW. Okay. What is the aim? To get rid of chemical weapon. To get rid of chemical weapon, that is the aim here. Okay. To get rid of chemical weapon. To get rid of chemical weapon. Now, there is this organization OPCW, which has got even this Nobel Prize in 2013. It was also given this OPCW, it was given this Nobel Prize in 2013 for eliminating the chemical weapons. Nobel Peace Prize was given to this organization. Okay. If we look at this, the Chemical Weapon Convention, it has came into force in 1997 and it has got 193 state parties. Okay. So the Chemical Weapon Convention, it was enforced in 1997 with 193 members. India is also one of the founding members of this organization and this convention. Okay. So India is also a part to this. India is also party to this convention. We are also aiming for getting rid of chemical weapons. India has already destroyed all of its chemical weapons. India doesn't possess any chemical or biological weapon. Okay. It is official line that we do not possess any chemical or biological weapon. We are against it. Okay. Now, if you look at this, the Indian Chemical Council, this body which has got the award, if we look at this is the national organization representing the India's chemical industry. Okay. Like organic and inorganic chemicals, plastics and petrochemicals. So all the chemical industries which are there, almost all, not every, but almost all, they are represented by this Indian Chemical Council. This was also founded in 1938. Okay. And what is the aim of this? To foster the growth of Indian chemical industry. Okay. And what we see that it represents around 80% of India's chemical industry. Okay. So this is an industry-led body, or this is an industry body. This is not a government organization. This is an industry body representing around 80% of India's chemical sector or chemical industry, and this has got the award for prevention of chemical weapons. Okay. So this is one of the news article which we have to see. Okay. Yes. So this is the first part, that OPCW, Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapon, has given this award of the Hague Award to Indian Chemical Council. Okay. Now, coming to the second topic, second topic, around 1.5 million people, there is a report, there is a study which says that around 1.5 million people die around the world each year from wild or bush fire pollution. Okay. So when there is wildfire or when there is a fire in the forest, it becomes the cause of death of 1.5 million people globally. So that is one of the report, like whenever you are reading about disaster management, there you can add this data that according to the Lancet recent study, the wildfires are causing 1.5 million deaths globally. Okay. Now, if we look at this topic, so it is saying 1.5 million deaths annually from this fire pollution. Okay. This time period is of 2000 to 2019. So they have done a study over the last almost 20 years from 2000 to 2019. Okay. What they have said that in India, like this is global, that 1.5 million people die. In India, if we talk about 1.2 lakh deaths annually due to air pollution from landscape fire. Okay. In India also, what we see that due to wildfire or due to burning of various bushes or other things, like even stubble is included in that, even the stubble burning is included in that, burning of agricultural farm is included in that. So from all these pollution, there is death of 1.2 lakh people annually in India from the pollution. Okay. So it includes agricultural burning, forest fire, grassland fire and wildfire. So from all these things, we see that a huge level of pollution is created, and that pollution becomes a source for death of around 1.2 lakh people annually. So if we look at wildfire, normally we see that there is no such significant impact on the life of the people, because mostly people are fleeing away from the forest. It is rarely that you see that due to forest fire many houses or people were burned. Okay. Normally you will find that there is harm to the wildlife, there is harm to the forest. People easily move from that area, most of the people. Okay. But what we see that in pollution terms, there is death of 1.2 million people annually due to this fire. Okay. Now, if we look at this, higher impact, this is not equal for all. What the Lancet study is highlighting, that this wildfire is not impacting everyone in the same manner. Okay. 4 times more death compared to high income nations in the low income countries. Okay. The countries where we have low income, in low income countries, we have got 4 times more death as compared to high income countries. Means again the burden is on developing nations. Okay. Then what we see that it is also a major contributor to winter air pollution, particularly in the northern region. Okay. It is also more impactful in the northern regions, especially the winter pollution is linked with the wild forest fire. Okay. Or simply landscape burning. Like we can see right now, we have the perfect example of Delhi, that where due to this firing of or agricultural lands or stubble burning, we see that again there is rise in population. There are other factors also, but this is also one of the contributor. Okay. So this is one of the impact of it. Okay. Now, how many cases are there? How many cases of forest fire in India? If you look at the number, you can see Uttarakhand is topping the list. Uttarakhand has got 21,033 incidents of fire in just like if we look at this, Uttarakhand is having 21,000 cases of fire per year. Okay, this is per year. If you look at other important areas, you will find that Odisha, it is also having 20,000. Odisha is also having 20,000 incidences. 20,000 incidences. Okay. If you look at Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, if you see these states, you will find that they have more than 15 to 18,000 incidences of fire. There is more than 15,000 or 20,000 incidences of fire. Means these many times there have been landscape burning in 1 year. Overall, if you see in India from November 2023, okay, see this portion, from November 2023 to June 2024, there have been 2 lakh cases of fires in India. You will find that majority of the cases are coming from a few of the states. Majority of the cases are coming from a few of the states. If you combine Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, you will find that near about 140 to 1,40,000 to 1,50,000 cases are just from a handful of states. Okay. These all states which are there in the black color, they are representing the highest number of forest fires in India. Okay. So why the forest fire in these states? Okay. You can see this is also the zone. This is also the zone where you have high prevalence of minerals also. Higher prevalence of minerals also. And this is the area which is representing higher forest fire also. Okay. So from November to June 2024, 2,03,000 cases. In Uttarakhand, you might have already seen in the month of March, April, we have seen that huge forest fire were there in Uttarakhand region also. So there are 20,000 plus incidences of forest fire in Uttarakhand, Odisha, near about 16,000 in Maharashtra, 15 in Madhya Pradesh, 18 in Andhra, and so on. So these states are having the highest number of forest fires in India. Okay. There is a forest, generally you will find that there is a forest fire season. That season is during the summer. That season is normally during the summer. But what you will find that due to agricultural landscape burning, it starts from November only. That during the winters also we are seeing forest fire at various places. So this is the number of forest fires in India. Okay. This has been detected by the Forest Survey of India using the sensors. Okay. So these many cases have been reported by the sensors in India. Okay. 2 lakh plus cases. Okay. So these are certain of the facts which you can use in the examination. When you are writing about these forest fires, you have got 2 very much important facts. First thing is how much death is there in India, how much death is there in globally, plus how many instances of forest fire and in which state we have got the higher number also. Okay. These are for your disaster management forest fire. Okay. Now, the next thing which we have to see here is the OPEC countries. Okay. So now this OPEC plus, when we talk about OPEC, now it is OPEC plus. Can you tell me who are the OPEC countries? Anyone? Can you tell me what are the OPEC countries? What are the OPEC countries? What are OPEC countries? And what are OPEC plus? There is one thing called as OPEC and there is another one OPEC plus also. So what is the difference between them? OPEC and OPEC plus. Anyone? What they do? Oil export. Okay, oil exporter countries are OPEC. And non-OPEC or OPEC plus, who are they? Yes, they are related to crude oil. See, if we talk about the OPEC countries and non-OPEC, we see that now 12 and here also 10. So 12 plus 10, around 22 countries are there. Okay. If we look at them, like if we look at them, this OPEC was founded in 1960. This OPEC organization was founded in 1960 by Iraq, Iran, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. So these 5 countries form the OPEC, Organization of Oil Producing Exporting Countries. Oil producing exporting countries. Okay. Now, if we talk about them, like they have at the present time they have got 12 oil producing countries. They have got 12 oil producing countries. If you see them on map, here on this side we have Iraq, then we have Iran, Saudi Arabia, then we have Qatar also and Kuwait. Then after you will see on this side you have Venezuela, then Algeria, Libya, Nigeria, Republic of Congo and Ecuador. Okay. Angola has left it. Now this has left in December 23. In December 2023, this was the latest country, Angola, which has left this OPEC group. Now, what they are trying to achieve? They are trying to create a pressure on the oil importing countries. Okay. So they are like fixing a limit. See, what they want to achieve, let us try to understand this. They say that like they are following that simple phrase that if you remain divided, then the oil prices will become lower and lower and you will not get the benefit of this. Okay. So what they are doing, they have formed an association and they have decided the limit of crude oil which they are going to produce on daily basis. So they decide the limit of production. They decide this limit of production, that how much oil is going to be produced by each of these countries. Why they are doing this? They are doing it to control the international market, to control the prices. If there is overproduction, the prices of oil will fall down. If there is overproduction, the prices of oil will fall down. So these are the major countries. They have made an association to limit the production and hence the export of these oil, the crude oil. So they are trying to ensure this demand supply thing. Okay. So they have got 12 members now: Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, then Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria, Libya, Algeria. So 5 countries here, 5 countries here, and 2 countries, Venezuela and Ecuador. Okay. Angola was one of the member, but they have left it in December 2023. So as of 1 January 2024, they have got 12 members only. Okay. Now, if you look at them, their profile, they produce nearly about 28.7 million barrel. 28.7 million barrel per day. So now they have decided the quota for each and every country. So for Angola, they have decided this 1.2 million barrel quota. Okay. But they have reduced it by 18,000 barrel per day. So that's why Angola left this grouping of OPEC countries. Saudi Arabia has got the maximum amount, 10.4 million barrel. Okay. Out of that, 1.2 is for Angola. So Angola has left this group now. It has left this group now. So it is not following that directive anymore. There are non-OPEC countries. If you look at them, they also produce 16.5 million barrel per day. One of the major one among them is Russia. You can see Russia and Saudi Arabia. Russia and Saudi Arabia, they are the major oil producing per day. Russia is like 10.3 million barrel per day, and here we have Saudi Arabia 10.4 million barrel per day. So they are the major producers of oil in the world right now. So if you combine these 10 countries, which consist of Russia, Mexico, Kazakhstan, Oman, and other smaller countries, that is our OPEC plus countries. So now OPEC plus countries have come together, and they are like trying to control the prices of crude oil in the world order. Okay. But then on one side there is the United States also. It has its own production limit. Whatever it wants, it can produce more and more, and then it can export to other countries also. So these OPEC countries are also facing a challenge from US. US is operating in other manner. It is also producing huge amount of oil. Okay. So these are OPEC and OPEC plus countries. Okay. Joint effort to influence global oil supply and maintain market stability. That is the aim of this group. That is the simple aim of this group, that they want to stabilize the market. Okay. So this is our OPEC countries. Okay. Now, one term which we have to see is OPEC plus is a larger group. Yes. So they have this main aim, stability in the oil prices. Okay. Now there is one more term which we have to see, adjournment of the parliament. Okay. So adjournment is like, suppose that whenever the whenever the members of parliament, whenever they are becoming too much excited and they start shouting, tearing the bills and all other things, or having slogans in the parliament. So in that situation, to maintain the order, there is adjournment of the house. Okay. So the speaker of the Lok Sabha, he has the power to adjourn the house. Okay. It can be done for a specific day, hour, or part of the day. Okay. So it can be done for, let us say, for today the parliament is adjourned, we will have the meeting tomorrow. Okay. Or maybe for 1 hour or 2 hours, or for half of the session, the house is adjourned. Okay. So adjournment of house is done by the speaker based on the order of the house. Okay. Then there is another thing, adjournment sine die. Okay. So this is one thing, like adjourn the house for an indefinite duration. Suppose that after the winter session is over, let us say that the parliament is meeting for 30 days, and after that the session is over. The session is over. After this winter session, they are going to meet for the budget session. They will have this discussion in the budget session, which will roughly start at the end of January. So when the budget session will be there, and there will be a gap between this. Like suppose right now winter session is going to end in, let us say, middle of December or end of December, and the next session will start in January end. So for this indefinite time, that when the session will be started, so when the parliament, when the Lok Sabha has to be adjourned for an indefinite time, that is done by the speaker, and it is called as adjournment sine die. Means a speaker can adjourn the house for an indefinite duration. When the business of house is completed, then this is adjourned. Now there is another thing, prorogation. So prorogation of the house is done by a speaker or the president. There is one thing called as prorogation of the house. So who will be doing this? Will it be done by the president or will it be done by the speaker? Who will prorogue the house? It will be done by president. Are you sure? The prorogation of the house, will it be done by the president or the speaker? It will be done by president. Yes. Prorogation of the house, it is going to be done by the president. Now, suppose that the house has to meet again for the budget session. The house has to meet again for the budget session. So who will be calling that? A speaker, or will this time again president? So summoning the house, will it be the imperative of the speaker, or will it be done by the president? If there is a need of summoning the house again, who will be doing this? Who will summon the house? The speaker or the president? Other people have not revised polity. President again. Okay. So that is again true that it will be president only. President will be summoning the house, or president will be the one responsible for proroguing the house also. Okay. In the case of this adjournment or adjournment sine die, it will be done by the speaker of the house. Okay. In the Rajya Sabha, it is done by the vice president. No, it will be done by the president, not the speaker. Okay. So in the Rajya Sabha, it will be done by the vice president who is there. And in the case of, we have seen that the vice president is acting as the chairman of Rajya Sabha, so he will be doing this this adjournment of the house, that will be done by the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay. Whereas prorogation or summoning of both houses will be done by the president of India. At the state level, prorogation and summon is done by the governor, and the speaker are doing the same thing, that they will adjourn the house. Okay. Or adjournment sine die is also done by the speaker only. That remains same in all the houses. Okay. Now, so this today is Friday. So next time when we will meet, we will have some more questions. Now the questions will be from May 2024. In this week, we have seen the questions from April and March. In next week, we are going to see the questions from May 2024 related to science and tech. Okay. And other topics also, like very soon we are going to start with some map related revision also, and some more questions for practice. Okay. So thank you so much. And in today's answer writing session, we will try to show as many copies as possible. So those who have written the copies, now I think in today's session we will have more copies there in the display. So let's meet you there in that session. I hope you have written the answers. I hope you all have written some answers. How to remember? What thing, see, we are trying to do one thing, like right now we are going through the science related question. After that, we will have more questions from other section also. So that for prelims, you can revise it through the help of MCQs. What I have seen that if I am giving you more and more number of MCQs, you are able to recall it better. You are able to recall it for a longer period of time also. So I will try to incorporate more and more MCQs also in the upcoming classes. Okay. So thank you so much. For recalling also, we will do this. We will have as many MCQs, like in upcoming days, we will increase the number of MCQs. We may also plan some special sessions for revision through MCQs. Okay. Once this answer writing part is over, like we will have some more classes for answer writing. Once that answer writing part is over, then we will move to revision through the questions. Okay. Thank you everyone. Jai Hind and take care. Thank you.